My name is Roger Boyce, second Vice President, the Barbados Bodybuilding and Fitness Federation, personal trainer, and chairperson of Erin Promotions. When I was at school, I was involved in track and field, and Jersten Clark, the then track coach of Obisco Club, told me I need to get some strength for my core, and I went down to the Obisco company and started doing a little bit of weight training, and it just took off from there. I had a community gym in Orange Hill. Alvin Russell, he's the person then who took me on from there, and the rest is history. I think that at that point, every young man in the district wanted a good body. Everybody wanted to come and want to go a big bench press, a big squat. So there was way more involvement at the time. The first commercial gym I went to was United Barbell Club in Speightstown on the Bow, Godwin Cummins down pass, and Loftus Roach. And that was a North gym. I mean, everybody in Speightstown worked out. So I think that was lacking now is the community spirit, the community gyms, young people getting involved more in weight training because it benefits all sports. My first competition was Mr. Teenager, and I think I had about 16 teenagers to deal with. I won that first competition, and they had way more people competing then. I remember like the middleweight. Middleweight used to go split in half on stage. We had like 20 odd middleweights on stage, so we had way more numbers. Although we didn't have as much categories, we had way more numbers in bodybuilding. We want to have the Roger Boyce Classic as the biggest professional competition in the region. I think that is something that is needed because all the big competitions are in Europe, and we have quite a few pros in the Caribbean and Central America. So we want this competition to be the biggest competition there is in the region. This competition came about 2 years ago. I did a professional show here in Barbados, not knowing that the president of CAC and president of IFBB was keeping notes and watching what's going on in Barbados. So this year, the president of CAC was in Barbados for an inspection report, and we was having a tour looking at the hotels and stuff that we were going to do, and we had a Zoom meeting there and then with Raphael, who's the president of the IFBB. And that's how this event was born, the Roger Boyce Classic. Well, the thing about challenges, we all have challenges in life. What you don't want to do though is let the negative challenges or whatever in life knock you down. You just want to keep focusing on that goal and just keep pressing forward. And that's my story. That's what I did. Yeah, of course we had challenges. Everything didn't go the way you want it to go, but it only go to show with dedication and hard work. You know, while you're dealing with your personal challenges and stuff, people looking on to see how you're progressing, how you're getting over these hurdles. I welcome any young bodybuilder who want to get involved. Why would I advise any young bodybuilder though? Try hard not to get involved in the politics of the sport. Decide what it is you want to achieve, and as if it is that you want to be the best you can be, just focus on that. Focus on the basics of the sport, focus on your nutrition, and definitely try to surround yourself with positive people who could only encourage you to do better.
Hi, I'm Caroline Gittins, a quarantine officer with the Veterinary Services Department of the Ministry of Agriculture. There's a disease called African swine fever that is affecting domestic and wild pigs worldwide. Even though it is not harmful to humans, it has the potential to wipe out every pig in Barbados. If you or your family members are traveling to Barbados, apply for a meat permit from the Veterinary Services Department. This permit tells you if it is safe to bring pork products from the country that you intend to travel to. Purchase products only in their original packaging that are clearly labeled with the inspection stamp. That means no bacon or sausages from the deli in the supermarket or from a butcher's shop. Do not cook it since the disease can survive high temperatures. When you reach Barbados, we ask that you declare all your meat products to the customs officer. We need your help in keeping Barbados safe from African swine fever.
Hi, my name is Dr. Ronette Boyne, and we in the Ministry of Agriculture are very concerned about the African swine fever. So what is ASF and how is it spread? ASF is a viral disease that can severely impact our local pig industry on an economic level. ASF can be spread in two main ways: directly, that is contact between healthy, sick and dead animals, or even tissue which comes from an infected animal, or indirectly, like garbage containing infected meat or even eating swill. They can also get it from contaminated premises, vehicles, equipment, tools, or anything that came into contact with an infected animal. Clinical signs of this disease include reddening of the skin on the tips of the ears, snout, tail, extremities, chest, and abdomen, heavy discharge from the eyes or nose, loss of appetite and weakness, vomiting, high temperature, diarrhea, respiratory distress, or an increase in mortality. If you suspect ASF on your farm, notify the veterinary services as soon as possible by calling 535-0220 or 0221 or 0226. These simple measures are your best protection. Protect your investment. Help us keep African swine fever out of Barbados.
Hello, my name is Martinez Durant, IFBB Pro, Elite Pro Athlete, also Level 2 personal trainer, and a mobility specialist, been involved in the fitness industry for 20 plus years. A lot of people get into fitness with a specific goal in mind, mainly weight loss, but fitness is much more than just losing weight. You have so many benefits: mobility, stability, longevity, better quality of life. At this point, I mean, the fitness industry has grown tremendously over the years. Lots of people are getting into it, different reasons. There's a lot of money that can be made from it, which is one of the main reasons a lot of people are getting into it. But me personally, I just love the feel I get from helping people to achieve the goals, whether it be weight loss, helping athletes get to a really good level of conditioning to get on stage. So me as a trainer, as a coach, I'm just passionate about it. I got into bodybuilding, I don't know, they call it fit. It was actually my birthday, and a friend of mine told me to take a walk with him to the gym, so I accompanied him. While he was doing his thing, I was pretty much doing mine, pulling at this, pushing that, lifting this, troubling some of everything. Needless to say, bath time in the evening was almost impossible because the soreness was extreme, but somehow I liked the feel. So I went back the day after that, and the day after that, and I kind of outgrew the gym I started. And I was told about a gym in Bridgetown at the time. They named a family fitness center. So I went to this gym, and there I met Roy Callender, my first coach, and he pretty much helped me to win my first few bodybuilding contests. From there to like this year, the rest is history. Started competing from an early age, win a number of competitions from schoolboy, Mr. Teenager, Junior Barbados more than once, Junior Caribbean more than once, entered from lightweight, middleweight, light heavyweight. I have well over 25 different titles under my belt, leading right up until I got my professional card, which is now the IFBB Elite Pro. At this point, haven't competed just yet, but plans are in the works for my pro debut. If everything goes well, it's possible it could be this year. Obstacles and challenges for me, I guess anyone who followed my career, although I had a lot of ups and downs as I went along, I actually had won my pro card. This will be the second time. First time, 2009, the overall Mr. CSC. Everyone knows that whole story or controversy behind having a positive drug test, being set back for 2 years, getting back on the scene, coming back to the top again. In terms of advancing, like I said, it's an expensive sport. To get where you need to get, have what you need, progress at the rate that you should, you need financing. So unless you have some really deep pockets or you have a good backing, sponsorship is needed without a doubt. And it's kind of difficult unless you you know people. Even when you reach out to people, it's not always a positive response. So that's pretty much it. The financing aspect is really the downside. Otherwise, other than that, it's something good to get into. Those with good genetics, positive mindset, can go far. We fast forward to COVID. My plan really was to compete in my first professional competition in late 2019. But then, as you know, COVID took over, so that put the plans on the back burner. I think all the athletes in Barbados pretty much attest to the same thing. No competitions, gyms closed. It put back training for a lot of people. So now things are up and going again. I think everyone now has the mindset of moving forward. I would definitely encourage youngsters, this generation. Youngsters this generation all I'll tell you what it has. They really should have a problem getting into a fitness program. At this point, with everything up and moving again, I have a lot of different competitions. Right now, you have track and field meets going on, and a fitness program, getting into a gym per se, weightlifting, strength training is beneficial to athletes in terms of performance. So I would encourage athletes at this time, those who are in the track and field, if you aren't already, get a fitness program, get a coach, trainer, and get with it. It's beneficial.
Hi, I'm Caroline Gittins, a quarantine officer with the Veterinary Services Department of the Ministry of Agriculture. There's a disease called African swine fever that is affecting domestic and wild pigs worldwide. Even though it is not harmful to humans, it has the potential to wipe out every pig in Barbados. If you or your family members are traveling to Barbados, apply for a meat permit from the Veterinary Services Department. This permit tells you if it is safe to bring pork products from the country that you intend to travel to. Purchase products only in their original packaging that are clearly labeled with the inspection stamp. That means no bacon or sausages from the deli in the supermarket or from a butcher's shop. Do not cook it since the disease can survive high temperatures. When you reach Barbados, we ask that you declare all your meat products to the custom officer. We need your help in keeping Barbados safe from African swine fever.
Hi, my name is Dr. Ronette Boyne, and we in the Ministry of Agriculture are very concerned about the African swine fever. So what is ASF and how is it spread? ASF is a viral disease that can severely impact our local pig industry on an economic level. ASF can be spread in two main ways. Directly, that is contact between healthy, sick and dead animals, or even tissue which comes from an infected animal. Or indirectly, like garbage containing infected meat, or even eating swill. They can also get it from contaminated premises, vehicles, equipment, tools, or anything that came into contact with an infected animal. Clinical signs of this disease include reddening of the skin on the tips of the ears, snout, tail, extremities, chest, and abdomen, heavy discharge from the eyes or nose, loss of appetite and weakness, vomiting, high temperature, diarrhea, respiratory distress, or an increase in mortality. If you suspect ASF on your farm, notify the veterinary services as soon as possible by calling 535-0220 or 0221 or 0226. These simple measures are your best protection. Protect your investment. Help us keep African swine fever out of Barbados.
I'm Dr. Alfred Sparman, and I'm an interventional cardiologist, actually. I fix hearts, but I'm also involved in public service, where I have been the president of the Barbados Amateur Bodybuilding Federation since 2017. And from there to now, we have gained some good grounds. But I can tell you, we have had a little bit of hibernation or hiatus because of the COVID-19. We haven't had an event in 2020, neither 21. 22, we started off with no, it was the end of 21, I think. We did a virtual, at the end of 21, we did a virtual show. And now we're here, this year here should be a big year. A few decades ago, when you speak with bodybuilding, especially in the Caribbean, it was Barbados. You had some real strong men that did Beckles and Scanterbury and all those guys. But we want to take it farther than that. We want people to, apart from going out there and winning the competitions, whether it's CSC or international competitions, or making a lot of our athletes professional bodybuilders. Our goal is, one, to make Barbados a healthier place, one, and two, eventually we can make this sport a part of really a competitive sport in all the games, in all the international games. That's the plan and that's the goal, and eventually I think it will happen. I mean, COVID has really affected everybody. It's like, I call it actually the equalizer. No matter who you are, you're affected by COVID. Yes, I know some people benefit from COVID, I would mention, I mean, entrepreneurs and so forth. But generally, most people are affected, and every sport, especially contact sport, which we are included. Indoor sports, we are included in that. Yeah, I mean, COVID has really touched the lives of people. It has affected us, and we had to step back and follow the protocols and follow what the government mandate so our country would, move forward in the right direction. And now the dust is starting to settle a little. Clouds are starting to appear a little, transparent, if that's the word I should use. And we're gonna move with it, and now the country's open, we're ready to rock and roll. For all the young folks, the young people, or the young people who are thinking about getting into bodybuilding, I mean, it's a wonderful sport. And if you love yourself, first of all, if you love yourself, think of it, well, listen, I'm going to be healthy, I'm going to eat healthy because it's about that. These people think it's just an easy thing. This bodybuilding these guys got to go through some real discipline. You can't just, I've seen guys lift some weights and all kind of stuff and eat all type of stuff. They never get what they want. So discipline, keep your body healthy. You could live longer and at the same time, enjoy a nice, aesthetic, good-looking body.
Okay, tips for being a successful bodybuilder. Tip number one would have to be to make sure that you're engaging in sensible strength training. Naturally, the sport, as the name alludes to, you're building your body. So you do want to make sure that you're engaging in strength training that allows you to do that. You want a sensible training program that targets all of your body parts so you can develop your body symmetrically and so you can have balance top to bottom. So to make sure you're engaging in strength training that achieves those objectives would definitely be tip number one. Tip number two, you want to support the work you're doing in the gym with sound nutrition. And as it relates to nutrition, certainly the protein intake daily is perhaps the most important consideration. You want to make sure you're consuming enough protein to repair your body based on how hard you'll be training, and certainly to support muscle growth and development as it relates to what you're trying to achieve with your body. Sometimes persons can be guilty of consuming too little protein, so you want to make sure you're consuming adequate protein. The rule of thumb and the standard that we go by for the most part is roughly 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight each day. And my final tip would be not to neglect your micronutrient needs, particularly persons who are 10, 12 weeks out from a show, who are doing the fat loss phase of their preparation. There certainly will be restriction in the foods you're eating because you're trying to create that calorie deficit. And this can mean that you're not getting in all of the micronutrients in the amounts you need because you might be avoiding sugars, so you might not be eating fruit, and you're just not going to be eating in the most balanced way. So I would say it's important to take care of your micronutrients. You want to do something like consider a multivitamin, maybe even digestive enzymes, maybe even probiotics and supplements of that nature. And those are my top 3 tips for persons who are trying to be successful in bodybuilding.